think it's a very easy prediction, and that is we will not allow cars into cities. So that is happening. So Paris will kind of block cars from the city center in 2024. Brussels will do it in August. Stockholm has introduced 13 places this summer where they ban cars. So that's going to be it. And the reason is that it's just a very inefficient way to get around in cities because you have this, humongous piece of steel most often transporting one single person, and the energy efficiency of having a 2,000 kilo vehicle moving a 70 kilo person is very, very bad. And it's a very, very easy solution. Just use a small vehicle, and so that's going to happen. It's not like it's a speculation. It will happen. That's a fact. It's not either or. It's just that the big transformation will be in the short trips.
Yeah.
It's hard to compete with, a roof, heated seats when you're going 100 kilometers or 50 kilometers, even 30 kilometers. And that is not the big issue for cities or the sustainable. It's not people going to the countryside, or it's the problem is that we're using the car for the daily commute.
New solution to city mobility. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
So cities have a big problem, and that is sustainability issues, and those comes from congestion. And the solution is very, very simple, and that is just to use a small vehicle for short trips. So we try to offer optionality in that sense. Bikes has been here for 100 years, and now we try to have a range of vehicles. So we have an e-moped, we have a Vässla bike, which is a hybrid vehicle just in between the e-moped and the e-bike. And later this year we will also launch our, I wouldn't say last product, but our third product, which is Vässla pedal, which is an e-bike. And we offer the entire fleet to customers on a subscription service. So you don't have to pay the humongous fee up front. You can instead just subscribe on the service. And it's an ownership product, so the product is yours and you have full access to it and you treat it as your own, but you don't have to make that kind of huge upfront payment.
How is the interest in this? How do you raise awareness around it?
The traction is great. We're doing it because the timing is right. So the entertainment industry and the music industry with Netflix and Spotify has kind of paved the way on the on-demand user behavior, and scooter sharing services has also educated the audience in this on-demand behavior, so people can actually use something and you pay for that usage. So we believe the time is right now, and we see some unbelievable traction, and we're just waiting for the heat to come and the spring to come, so people will, get into the outdoors more because it's been winter.
There are some people that actually think that e-mobility is not so sustainable because you switch from walking or biking. What do you have a take on that?
Yeah, I think it's not about solving the last mile issue. It's about solving the last 15 miles. So 15 miles is about 25 kilometers. And that is the real issue. So the issue is not that we are inside the city, take the car from Södermalm to Kungsholmen. That is not the issue. The issue is that we come from suburbs and we bring the car into the city center. So in Stockholm, about 71%, I think, of the people working inside the city actually lives outside the city, and that's the problem. So we need a solution for the full 25 kilometers. We don't need, obviously we need that too, but that is not, I don't think the last mile is that big of issue for cities. The cities is to solve the last 15 miles. And in that sense, you need different kind of modes of transport or vehicles to serve that range of kilometers.
And are you expanding internationally as well?
Yes, we are. So one market for us is one city. So as for now, we have Vässla Club, which is our rental platform and membership club. It's launched in Stockholm, Berlin and Madrid, and very soon also Paris. So one market for us is one city, and we aim to do most of the Western European capitals this year.
Interesting. And what do you see? Is this the transition that we're in right now? It's moving quite fast. What do you see in the future? What's your prediction about this? area?
I think it's a very easy prediction, and that is we will not allow cars into cities. So that is happening. So Paris will kind of block cars from the city center in 2024. Brussels will do it in August. Stockholm has introduced 13 places this summer where they ban cars. So that's going to be it. And the reason is that it's just a very inefficient way to get around in cities because you have this, humongous piece of steel, most often transporting one single person, and the energy efficiency of having a 2,000 kilo vehicle moving a 70 kilo person is very, very bad. And it's a very, very easy solution. Just use a small vehicle, and so that's going to happen. It's not like it's a speculation. It will happen. That's a fact. And we can just look in Asia. In Shanghai, you're only allowed to use your car every second day. And micromobility and public transport is the way you move around in Shanghai, for example. I mean, Amsterdam is a good example. In the 1970s, they saw a big rise of fatalities in traffic. And most markets have tried to improve roads, but they kind of changed it. They shifted their minds into stop building roads and build bike infrastructure. And they broke the curve. So now the traffic fatalities is much less because they have protected bike lines. And that is also another kind of misconception, is that you say that micromobility is unsafe because whatever can happen. But in reality, it's unsafe because a car hits you. But if there's less cars, there's going to be less fatalities because you don't die if you run a bike and just fall. You get a scratched knee or something, but it's very rare that you die. But if your car hits you, you die. And the bike is not the issue, the car is the issue. So take away the issue, and that is the car.
You don't like cars.
I have a car because I have 3 kids and I need to move them to football. And for long trips, it's totally fine. And I'm using it during weekends, but I don't use it when I go to work.